Robert Metzger's Oak Hills Bulldogs, Kieran Jones' Silverado Hawks, and Robert Kistner's Victor Valley Jackrabbits have home games in the first round of the CIF playoffs. The Mojave River League champions and undefeated Bulldogs are seeded 5th in the Division II playoffs. Their opponent, St. Bonaventure, won the Marmont League. This game is a rematch. Oak Hills beat St. Bonaventure 35-21 in mid-September, one of 3 losses for the Seraphs from Ventura. The Bulldogs' defense, which has given up on average 16 points a game, is challenged to slow down a St. Bonaventure offense that comes in averaging 35 points a game. Quamaine Thomas, 3, Samisi Fengata, 41, and Thaddeus Jones, 24, are the tackles leaders. Samisi Fengata's 4 sacks lead his team in that category. Oak Hills has the area's most explosive two-dimensional offense with quarterback Diego Lopez at the controls. The junior signal caller has the High Desert's best fleet of receivers to throw to. Shane Young, 10, has caught 13 touchdown passes and is as dangerous running back, kickoffs, and punts as anybody in the area.
36.
Shea Gabriel, 11, is equally dangerous. 9 scoring passes and 3 rushing touchdowns in the win over Sultana. Leading ball carrier Carson Cox has 16 rushing touchdowns and 2 more as a pass receiver. He averages 13 yards every time he touches the ball. Apple Valley is the lowest seeded team in the 16-team Division II playoffs. The Sun Devils go to undefeated Inglewood, hoping to replicate last year's run deep into the Division III playoffs. Kyle Godfrey's Sun Devils are healthier this time of year than last, when wrecking ball linebacker Dustin Reynolds doubled down as his team's leading ball carrier in 3 playoff victories that landed them in the Division III championship game. Noah Seeley directs the Sun Devils offense that averages 43 points a game. The junior quarterback accounts for 30 touchdowns, 23 passing, 7 running, operating behind a huge offensive line led by 6'6", 330-pound, Alabama-bound Raymond Polito, 79. Polito and company clear the way for running backs Xavier Salazar, 23, and fellow junior Aiden Sanchez, 22, who combine to average 140 rushing yards a game. Noah Siegley tuned up for the playoffs by firing 4 scoring passes in the final regular season rout of Burroughs. Isaiah Ojeda, 3, is among the team's top pass receivers, threat to take runbacks all the way on kick returns, and the team's shutdown cornerback against opponents' top receivers. Isaiah Ojeda is the team leader in solo tackles with 26. Jaira Lou Pepitella, 48, and Jovian Kakasco, 14, follow Dustin Reynolds on the tackles per game chart. Solid senior two-way starter Brandon Armillo, 12, has 4 sacks, tops on the team. Brandon Armillo is also among 9 receivers to catch scoring passes from Noah Seeley. Sultana's Cinderella story season has them arriving at the postseason ball at Ontario Christian. Terry Cleveland's Sultans go in the underdog, ranked 7 slots lower than Ontario Christian among CIF Southern Section teams. Sultana is in the Division 7 playoffs. The Sultans' return to postseason play comes on the strength of seemingly unstoppable quarterback Jacob Higgs, who has carried the offense on his back, rushing for 11 touchdowns and throwing 25 scoring passes. Jacob Higgs has amassed just under 2,900 total yards on offense, far and away the highest among High Desert players. Fellow sophomore LaMason Waller, 3, and senior Corey Cabrialis, 2, are Sultana's leading receivers, 11 touchdown receptions apiece. Rome Thomas, 5, a sophomore linebacker, is his team's leading tackler, just under 10 tackles a game, includes 52 solo tackles. Sultana's defense is challenged to hold down an Ontario Christian offense that is averaging 39 points a game. Silverado opens the postseason hosting St. Francis in Division 5. Kieran Jones' Hawks ride a 5-game winning streak into the playoffs, having swept their Desert Sky League opponents. Tough defense, anchored by a linebacking core touted as among the best in school history, accounts for Silverado winning 8 of 10 games. Andrew Olmos, 27, and Ivan Lewis, 8, average 10 and 9 tackles a game. Andrew Olmos leads the team with 48 solo tackles. Ivan Lewis, 33 solo tackles, 8 for a loss. Richard Reed, 4, 7 stops a game, also 33 solo tackles. All 3 are seniors. Fellow senior Darren Gandy, 1, is often the number 1 big play maker, intercepting passes. He has 3 picks, returning kicks, and catching touchdown passes. He has 7. The Hawks' leading ball carrier is Frederick Hunter, 3, 15 rushing touchdowns and 1 touchdown reception. Frederick Hunter enters the postseason having already exceeded 1,000 yards rushing. The St. Francis pairing appears to pit 2 evenly matched teams. Silverado is ranked 3 slots higher than the Angeles League third-place Golden Knights in CIF Southern Section rankings. Adelanto goes to Norte Vista Friday. Saints superstar quadruple threat Keith Reynolds, 3, has accumulated over 1,300 total yards his senior season, combining rushing, passing, and pass receiving yardage. Plus, he runs back interceptions for touchdowns, adding defense a 4th dimension to his triple threat offensively. Keith Reynolds leads Coach Rafael Perry's ranks into battle against the 7-3 Braves from Riverside, who finished 3rd in the River Valley League. The Saints in Division 9. Same as Granite Hills. Alex Gonzalez's Cougars, an at-large selection, they journey to La Quinta Friday. Byron Rivas quarterbacks another explosive offense that attacks through the air or on the ground with equal effectiveness. 26 touchdown passes for Byron Rivas, 12 to number 11 Theodore Wiggins. Leading ground gainer Cameron Smith has 14 rushing touchdowns, plus 4 more as a receiver. Scoring has not been the biggest challenge for the Cougars. Keeping opponents out of the end zone has. Leading tackler Angel Carcamo, 52, and company are tasked with holding down a La Quinta offense that averages 34 points a game. Were Granite Hills and Adelanto to win opening round games, they would meet in round 2 the following Friday. Robert Kistner's Jackrabbits entered the Division 12 playoffs, hosting Santa Ana Valley. The very young and very scrappy Jackrabbits leaders include Hezekiah Jenkins, among team leaders in every defensive category: interceptions, tackles, and sacks. Their opponent, the Falcons from Santa Ana Valley, are 8-2, the second-place team in the Santa Ana Valley League.
Bid fast and last. Sold on supporting high desert sports. Bid fast and last. Liquidation of government entities, vehicles, firearms, estates, antiques, fine jewelry, coins, and more. Bid online at bidfastandlast.com.
Ready to kick tires, start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.